Hey.
How are you?
Got a few seconds.
We won't keep you long.
Okay.
So what are you looking forward to today from the governor?
I would like to focus on poverty, in particular child poverty, in Rochester and Buffalo and counties upstate New York. We lead in the nation in certain cases, and it's really critically important that we tackle poverty in the state of New York.
Can I ask you about bail reform?
Sure.
I read that you might be open to some changes to the new bail reform law. What are those? What would you like to see?
So at this point in time, I respect the legislative process, but at the outset, I think it's really critically important that individuals understand, as a former criminal defense attorney, that poverty and mental illness should not be crimes. And then I've seen in the past individuals who, unfortunately, have been held on bail who cannot afford bail simply because of their economic status. And, in the state of New York, preventive detention is illegal. And so it's really critically important that individuals understand that in the past, individuals have been held in bail simply because of the judge's concern about what could possibly happen. And that is illegal in the state of New York. So the legislature, I understand, perhaps will be revisiting this issue. As in most bills, as someone who used to work here in Albany for 10 years, individuals often take a second look. And so if the legislature takes a second look, I respect their decision. But there have been a number of concerns that have been expressed not only by my office, but 62 district attorneys in the state of New York, as well as some elected officials.
So you're in sync with people who say that the judges should have more discretion?
So I do know there was a time, again, when we were all concerned about the Rockefeller drug laws. And the Rockefeller drug laws, one of the criticism was that there was not judicial discretion. And so it's important that we provide some discretion to judges, particularly in the area of hate crimes. And so I'm hoping that the legislature will take that into consideration. But again, I respect the process.
Hate crime is a pretty small sliver of, do you wonder or think about Republicans kind of using this as a red meat issue for their base?
I think at this point in time, what we really should do is look at best practices all across this nation and come back with some proposals. In New Jersey looks at, they take into consideration dangerousness. And so that issue and others we should look at, and we should look at best practices and best models. But at the end of the day, again, I respect the legislative process. Having been here, I spent 10 years of my life up here, I do know that that some laws, the legislature takes a second look at, and I'm hoping that they take a second look at this issue as well.
Speaking of legislative process, do you have any of your own program bills, Tito?
So yeah, we've got some program bills that we've submitted. One bill in particular, or one issue that we are focused on, and that is making sure that we have a unified court system. Oftentimes people talk about a unified court system, but when you travel upstate and you look at these little villages and towns, and you see the kind of justice that's being dispensed, it's not justice at all. And so individuals who are judges, who have not been trained in the law, have never gone to law school, and who are, again, issuing decisions which are not consistent with the law of the state of New York, and not providing individuals, particularly in upstate New York, justice, particularly in the civil space.
Thanks,
Okay. One more for the young
Oh,
lady.
yeah. Yeah, no, so just back to bail.
Yeah.
Just looking at some of the data that the NYPD has provided, I think it was yesterday, about 5 out of 200 crimes, 5 have only been, or here, I'll read it to you.
Go ahead.
The crimes have not been felonies. So, of course, would you be supportive of adding judicial discretion to some misdemeanors, nonviolent crimes? What specifically would you like to see?
So again, I'm not going to negotiate in public. I would like to look at the proposals, again, but I respect the legislative process, and I'm hoping that, again, the legislature takes into consideration public safety. They did before. I know that they will do in the future. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tish.
Thanks.